Hello guys, this will show you how you can combine several powerful features of 3ds Max together, namely Smart Extrude, Retopology, and a data channel modifier. So guys, a very powerful workflow here is you make something like this. Alright, and then let's say I make some modifications, or actually, yes, let's leave it like this for example, right? So guys, what is Smart Extrude? Well, at its most basic, let me say I tessellate this. I can select a face here, and when I hold shift and move things, you can see how it will automatically boolean it away. I can select multiple and boolean it away, holding on shift to move. I can also not just use a single axis, but use multiple axes, kind of, boolean through the whole mesh like that. What's also cool is if I do something like this, let's say I start over here and I hold down shift, it will go all the way through the object. Let's say that if I make a little cut right here, I can go in here and make this. I can select this, hold down shift, and it's going to cut through this and cut all the way through here. So I think you guys are seeing how Smart Extrude is a really cool way to get this like quick boolean functionality. Alright. And I can, for example, chamfer this. I can just remove this edge. I can just hold shift and cut away through here. Alright. And of course you can combine this with things like chamfer. Alright, let me do a little bit of a cleaner cut here. Alright. I can then, for example, make another cut here. Smart Extrude some more. So I think you guys have seen the capabilities of being able to do something like this. Alright, but now the problem is if you try and subdivide this, you'll of course get a mess. That's where our next tool comes in handy, Retopology. But before that, let's add a quick smooth modifier and auto smooth. And it depends guys, if you want it to be a hard angle here, which I do, I'll decrease this value. But not so much that this is being fast. You see, if it goes too low guys, this will all be messy here. So I'm going to make sure it's the right number to make sure this is all a single smoothing group. If you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to check out the description where I have links to more advanced courses such as on sci-fi design, futuristic vehicles, furniture, and more comprehensive advanced courses. Alright guys, Retopology. Let's go ahead and do that. And you're probably going to notice that it's going to be way too dense, so let's reduce this to maybe like 250. Alright. Don't panic if you get the triangular result. It may just be using too low of a number or too high. If we try 100, let's play around. Okay, let's try 500. Oh, there we go. That's just the issue of it being a little bit too low. You can go maybe a little bit higher. Alright guys. Now you can then go in here and of course use support loops. You can also of course use preset. But let's say you're still in the process of working with this and you want a quick solution. Well, that's where data channel comes in handy guys. So I've already made a video about this, but guys, it's also good to make videos about how you can combine various tools together. And I think that's a good power of 3ds Max, is to combine various powerful tools together. So data channel, auto edge crease weights, apply, turn off this, change the scale to like 0.1 or depending on how sharp you want it. Symmetry, and you could even use multiple axes here. Alright, and then open subdiv. And you get this very crisp result. perfect for adding, well, a lot of detail and making a lot of things happen. Without data channel, guys, let's see what it looks like. You know, the density, the reason why it doesn't look completely horrible is because there's still enough density here that even if you subdivide it without that, it kind of looks all right. But definitely, guys, if you want that sharpness, you need the data channel right there. You can modulate, let's say it's too sharp or too smooth, you can increase the sharpness there. You can decrease it, let's do 0, like maybe 0.05, 0.06. Now, a lot of times, guys, if you're going to bake into low poly, you don't want it to be too sharp because you won't have enough of a good bake in there. So maybe like 0.1, some sharpness, but still a good kind of catching some good highlights here. All right. So, guys, just like that, I think it's a very good workflow here. All right, let's copy these modifiers. Let's try, for example, a cylinder object. All right. Let's move this up. All right. And you can, of course, do things like the regular chamfer as well. Alright, guys. I'll go ahead and just delete the left half. Smooth. If you don't apply smooth, guys, you may get some strange results. Although in this case, looks like it was alright. But I think it's a good idea to just apply smooth. Maybe a little bit higher. Alright, guys, let's paste those modifiers. Alright, may need to move things closer together. Let's redo the symmetry modifier. We'll turn off the Z. And just like that, guys, once again, this is without data channel. Looking very blurry in a lot of places, and that with data channel. So guys, I think this is going to provide to be a very good workflow for you. And I really like Smart Extrude because it's almost like a way that you're working with booleans, but none of the, you know, having to do a bunch of objects here. It's all kind of very intuitive, just simple select the faces. And you get these very quick, nice results, guys. So thank you for watching and take care.